All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is February 1st, Saturday morning. So now most of these trades are actually, they've partially shakened out. So I thought I'd just go through it with you on my margin account. Remember, the goal is to turn the net liquid from 100,000 into 200,000. Currently sitting at 111,475. So we made a little progress. We made a little more than 10% last month, although there is some unrealized in there. We actually made more than that, but because some of the stocks are lower now than they were when I bought them, there's some unrealized loss in there. But I fully anticipate it coming back. So I went ahead and took some steps. I already have a working order this morning, right? Today's Saturday, so the market's closed. Just to show you that if you're busy during the week, you can do this, on Saturdays or Sundays, Monday nights after the market's closed, whenever you have time, right? So just a little bit of housekeeping here. Remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm simply doing a simulated trading challenge. The simulated trading acts exactly like regular trading. So the thoughts are, if you could do this with play money, there's no reason to think you couldn't do it with real money. But if you lose money with play money, you will absolutely lose your real money. So please don't do that. Trying to have a little bit of fun here, but also trying to demonstrate a strategy that I did not invent. Simply been using it to my advantage, and it's been working well for me. And I promise you, if it works for me, there's a great chance it could work for you. I've got some weaknesses. I tend to overtrade. So this has helped to settle me down. I'm doing trades every approximate 30 days, right? So the videos are going to slow down. I'm only going to probably do one video a month concerning this challenge. Again, when we get to 200 here, we'll do something new. If anybody would give me a like, please subscribe to the channel and leave me some kind of comment. If you want to see a real money challenge, let's switch to real money at some point. But I want to make sure nobody trades with real money until they understand this strategy fully. Anyway, so I had 8 stocks, I think. AMD was the first one. I had 100 shares and I had a $120 put, which executed. I think I must have had, no, I guess I just had, I had 2 of them because now I have 200 shares. And that was my agreement, right? If AMD finished yesterday at close of business at 120 or below, I would have to buy 200 more shares, which they did automatically execute for me. So now I have 300 shares because you see AMD closed at 115.56 here. So now my average price has gone down a little bit, right? It was higher than that. So my average price now is 121.26. So I can do $122 calls. What I'm simply saying here is I agree to sell my 300 shares if AMD finishes in 27 days from now above 122. They'll take my 300 shares. They'll pay me $122 each for them, which is fine because I only paid 121.26 average price. Now, for my agreement, they will pay me a premium of $490 each. So when this executes, there'll be 3 of them. You can see up here it says -3, so it's 3 times 490. Not good at math. 3 times 5 is 15, so that's probably $1,470 if I had to guess, and that's money in the bank, right? If this executes Monday morning, that would be money in the bank. Let's talk about Chipotle. Looks like the same thing happened with Chipotle, right? I had 100 shares. Now I have 300. So my $59 puts, which is what I agreed to buy it at, executed, and I bought 200 more shares. So now my average price is $59.30. Chipotle closed at $58.17. So, not too far off the bat. My $60 call did not execute. So, and you can see it's still got half a 50 cents value there. This will continue to shake out, and these will just actually be gone Monday. But I'm going to go ahead and show you what the Chipotle trade would look like. So I can do either $59, which I'd lose $30 each if I did that, if it executed. But I'm going to go probably $60. I'm going to do 3 of them, and I'm going to do it like 28 days out, right? So let's go with Chipotle here. And you can see here it's 27 days from now. The trade will expire on February 28th of 2025. And I can go $60, right? That keeps me safe. And it looks like I'm going to get about $190 something per trade here. So here is 3 of them. I'm going to make it good till canceled because the market is not open right now, and I'm just going to bump this up to the mid range of 193. So when this trade executes, I'll make another $579 towards the monthly total. So here we go. I've sent it, and then now this is what this looks like. I've got another what's called a working order here. It's waiting for the market to open. I sold 3 more puts for Chipotle at $60, which is fine. I only paid $59.30 average price. So the next one is First Solar. All right, I tried to pause there. Hopefully it worked. First time I've ever tried that. All right, so my third stock is First Solar. And this thing was up and down, up and down, up and down. I did $175 puts. Looks like I did 2 of them. And they did execute, right? Because First Solar went all the way down to like 159 at one point. But it closed Friday at 167.47. That brought my average price down to 177.12, right? So my 185 call did not execute because First Solar, even though it was at 190 something at some point during the week, it did not execute. So whatever that money was just went in the bank. So now basically I'm going to do 3. I can do 178 or above covered calls, and let's see how much they'll pay. So let's go to trade First Solar. I can do 3 of them. I'm going to do it 27 days out. And what did I say? Let's look at my price again. First Solar just needs to be above $177. All right, so it's got to be above, let's say 178, okay, in order to make good sense to me anyway. So 178 is not a choice. I could go 175 or 180. So 180 is safe. Let's right click on that. I'm going to sell 3. It automatically defaults to 10. I wish I could remember how to change that. But anyway, we'll do 3 of them. We'll do them for, I think we can get it easy, 600. So 3 times 6, that's going to be another 1,800. Good till canceled. So we'll execute tomorrow. Now I got 3 trades waiting to execute. Okay. And we can add all that up. It's going to be more than $10,000 by the time I get through with this, I'm sure. All right. Mara. Now this one acted different. You see, we got 300, 300, 300. We had 100 shares, 100 shares, 100 shares, 2 cash secured puts. They all executed, right? So these 3 stocks went down enough to cause me to honor my agreement to buy an additional 200 shares, which made my average cost go down. My average cost was higher on these. My average cost on Mara was $18.08, right? And I agreed to do to purchase more shares if it went below 17 on Friday, which it did not. And I agreed to sell my shares at 18.50 if it went over, and it closed at 18.29. So that is above what I paid for it. Now, if I wanted to, Monday, I could just sell my 100 shares of Mara and make $21 plus whatever the premium was. And let's just look at the account statement real quick. So if we look at Mara here, I made $665 on my premiums, right? So if I wanted to, I could just sell that. So in fact, you know what? I think I'll just do that, okay? Because just to lessen the trades a little bit, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sell, instead of doing covered calls and cash secured puts, I'm just going to say sell 100 Mara at 18.26. All right, I'm going to make that good till canceled, and I'm just going to sell it. So that should be gone Monday morning. That's a little bit of a different trade, right? I'm selling 100 shares right here. That'll get us down to, now here's the Palantir. Now Palantir did something different that the other ones didn't do, right? So I had 100 shares of Mara left, but look, I have 0 shares of Palantir. Why? Because I agreed to buy more shares of Palantir if it was below 75, and I agreed to sell them if it was above 78, which it is. It ended above at 82.55. So 78, 79, 80, at like $4.55 higher. So it took away my 100 shares. Okay, but let's look at my account statement on Palantir. So if you look at Palantir, I made $1,644.50 on that trade, and I no longer have any Palantir. Now, I could turn around and do cash secured puts on Palantir. I could buy another 100 shares at 82.50. I'm not going to do that though. I'm just going to let that one fall off. You won't see it next time unless I was to buy some more. But the next trade is Retti Computers. So you see I have 300 shares here. So my $15 puts executed because Retti was trading at $13.22. The $17 call just expired worthless. So whatever that money was, you can look at my account statement. So Retti, on that trade, I only made $270. So, but hey, positive is positive. Let's keep going with it. So I have to do at least a $15, maybe $15.50 or $16, because my average price is $15.12, but it's only trading at $13.22. So let's get some of that money back. So let's trade. Let's go to Retti right here, and 27 days from now, yeah, $15.50 is a choice. Let's just go with $15.50. I can get 3. Probably be about 135 or so each, so that's another $300. Let's see here. Let's take it up to 135. We'll split the difference. So this is going to add $405 to the total if that executes on Monday. And then if we look at the statement on Retti, right? You saw I just added 405. I've made $270. So it's a positive trade, even though the stock is less now than what I paid for it. Because of those premiums that I received last month, I'm still plus 270. So we're going to be able to add 400 and something to that. So it just keeps adding and adding. You kind of get the idea of how it works here. All right, Supermicro Computer didn't do as good as I had hoped, because I have paid $34.27 for it, and it's trading at $28.58. So we can do 3 at got to do at least 35, right? So let's go to Supermicro Computer, 27 days out, and I got to do, what did we say, 35? Yeah, I need to do 35 to stay above what I paid for it, and that's all the way down here. So I'm going to get premium around $240 something. So let's just see here. I'll go with 242 because that's in between the 240 and the 244. I might could get a little more, but I just want to make sure this thing executes on Monday without having to look at it. I put good till canceled, confirmed, and here we go. So the last one is the big dog Tesla. Now Tesla was all over the place, and you'll remember it had earnings, right? And the earnings were kind of a non-event, although it caused it to jump around a little bit. But the bottom line is I ended up buying, my put did execute because it finished below 415, right? It did not call away any of my shares, so now I have 400. I had 300, now I have 400. But with this big dog Tesla, this is where the bulk of our money is going to come from this month, right? So now I can do $411 covered calls. That pulled my average price up a little bit, right? I think I was in at 409 and I bought 100 at 415. So my average cost now is 410.61. So let's see what Tesla can do for us. We can do 4 of them, and we need to do it at least 411. So let's see here. Tesla at 27 days out. 411 is not a choice, but 415 is. So holy smokes, it's going to pay, even all the way up there, it's going to pay close to $2,000. So let's see. Tell you what, I can do 4 of them. I'm going to break this one up a little bit just to show you a variation here. Since I can do 4, I'm going to do 2 at, we'll just say 1,990. So this is going to be almost $4,000 that I'll be putting in the bank here. It's $39.80. And then because Tesla's so volatile, I'm going to go up a little bit. I'm going to go to 425. Okay. And I'm going to get a little less premium, but I'll get the opportunity for the growth here. So let's see what happens, right? So I can do 2 more because I have 400 shares, right? You can do 1 for each 100 shares that you have. So I'm going to do 2 more. And I'm going to go ahead and do that at the 615 mark there. And this is going to add another 32.30 on top of the 39, whatever it was a while ago, right? So now we have a number of shares, a number of trades waiting to execute, right? Let's go back to that account statement. According to the account statement, the total year to date, right? Let's see if I can, I've got selected totals there. I got to get off of that. I don't know if I can.